Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. This session is the second in our Student Member Benefit Spotlight series. The first was a recorded video shared back in February focused on ways to showcase your achievements through ASID through our various awards programs like our national awards, student portfolio competition, and foundation scholarships and awards. Today's session will focus on ways that ASID assists our student members with expanding their professional networks well before graduation. These sessions are meant to be brief, focused sessions that highlight how you can maximize your student member benefits throughout your time as a student. Please note that for today's webinar, your chat and microphone have been disabled. Please be sure to enter any questions you may have throughout this session into the Q&A box, and we will address those at the conclusion of this session. All right. So to kick us off today, I'd like to introduce our panelists for this session. I am joined by several members of our headquarters team. I will introduce myself and then let each one of those members introduce themselves as well. So I am Brandy Staten. I'm the Member Engagement Associate on our headquarters team for brand engagement and experience. I am based out of Orlando, Florida, and you're more than welcome to reach me anytime via email. I'd love to connect with you. And I will pass things over to Maisha. You're up first.
Thanks, Brandy. Hi, everyone. My name is Maisha Hawk. I am the chapter's associate, now senior, with our professional chapters. What that means is I get to work with our amazing professional volunteers, both IPs and professional members. And we really love to engage with our student members as well on the chapter level. So really excited to tell you more about it. And I'm going to hand it over to Katie now.
Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin Festerman, but you can call me Katie. I am also newly Senior Associate of Education Services. I kind of pull double duty on the education team as both instructional design for design learning, and then also I serve as the community manager for Design Connection, which I'm here to talk to you all about today. So I'm super excited. And also, you feel free to always email me or connect with me on Design Connection, and I will throw it to Vicky.
Hi, Vicki, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. I am Vicky De Silva, and I am the manager of events and special projects for national events. I'm located in Tucson, Arizona. I've been with ASID for a couple years and super excited to talk to you about events. And I will hand it back over to Brandy.
Thanks so much, Vicki. I appreciate it. All right. So let's talk about today's session. Again, focused on expanding your network. Our goal with this session is to provide you some insights over the first 30 minutes or so, and then to allow some time for questions at the end. So again, please use that Q&A box throughout should you have any questions. All right, so one of ASID's greatest strengths is connection. And today we're showing you how the multiple pathways available to you as a student can help you form and foster your own design community as a student. One of the biggest benefits of your membership is the ability to build meaningful connections locally, nationally, and across career stages. And these relationships hopefully will feel very accessible and also impactful. And today you'll hear from our team on how different ASID programs and departments support networking in unique ways, from students to professional chapters, Design Connection by ASID, as well as our meetings and events. So first up, we'll talk a little bit about our student chapters. Now, your student chapter is really where networking begins. So it can help you connect and collaborate and build meaningful relationships on campus, but also beyond. If your school doesn't currently have an ASID student chapter, you definitely have the opportunity to start one. So you can create that network yourself and give you the opportunity and chance to develop your leadership skills along the way. All right. So a little bit more detail about our student chapters. They really play a critical role in helping you as a student to begin building your professional network early on. So through your student chapter involvement, you can connect not only with your peers, but also with faculty advisors, local professionals and ASID chapters in your area. Student chapters offer programming such as portfolio reviews and mock interviews, firm tours, mentorship events, and collaborative projects with local professional chapters. And these experiences not only help you build confidence, practice professional communication, but they also establish relationships that often carry into post-graduation careers. So for professionals, engagement with our student chapters offer meaningful opportunities to help be mentors and give back to the community, and also help shape the next generation of the profession. But it also helps them to develop their own talent pipeline. So not only are you a job seeker, down the line, but they're also seeking out talent. So this gives them that opportunity to build those connections for their own benefit. So our student chapters really are your first professional network. So we definitely hope you'll become involved and be as engaged as possible with those opportunities. All right. So I'm going to hand things over now to Maisha to talk about our professional chapters, which our student chapters are a part of that larger network of professional chapters. So can't wait to hear what Maisha has to share with us today.
Thanks, Brandy. Fun fact, our professional chapters are actually even older than ASID because they were created well before ASID was even established. So you can see that the impact on a regional level is really important to us. And over the 50 years that ASID has been around, that strength has just gotten stronger. So where do you come in as a student member? There's a lot for the chapters to offer. You'll see in all of those pictures that Brandy just showed you, equal amount of folks in there were professional chapter members who were engaging with students. So they're there and looking to connect with you and not just get you employed when you're done with school, but to make sure that as the future of this industry, that you are aligned with the vision and where we're going, and also cross-mentor them to make sure that they're aware of what the new trends are, etc. So going to the next slide, I wanted to tell you about who we are at ASID HQ. That's me, and that's Jana Paulden, my boss, who is the director of chapters. Jana is amazing. We also really love to work with our student members. So if you are interested in being an SRB, now is the time to actually let us know that. So you can definitely send me an email, or you can reach out to your local chapter and just let them know that you're interested. And that's kind of your segue into leadership on a professional level and getting that mentorship opportunity. SRE positions are selected, not elected. So you will have to work on that networking skill in order to get selected. Okay. But those are some of the great things. I wanted to share with you also while we're on the next slide about some of our phenomenal CLC. They're the Chapter Leaders Committee. They are selected from all of these local chapters. They serve on a national level, and they advise all of the presidents and president-elects. But that doesn't mean they're unreachable. They're also very down to earth. In fact, our next incoming chair, Darren Brooks, he's a professor. Lily, she's also a professor. So they are also very engaged with the students on their chapter level, and they want to have the opportunity to talk and hear more about the member experience. So I think there's a common theme in all of these, which is that we want to communicate more with you. The CLC, really amazing. I think we can go to the next slide if you're ready. Thank you. So these positions, when you get the slides after this call, if you get them, I'm not sure what the process is, but they are on our website. So you can go in and learn about the president, president-elect positions, etc. I want to offer a few success stories of people who served as SRB, who then moved on to serve on the chapter board. Alabama chapter is an example that comes to mind. Their SRB went on to become their communications director, and I can tell you there's so many other examples of that. I know that this is also for some of you your second or even third career. So you're not starting from scratch or college like a lot of folks. There are resources for those folks as well. I can tell you I've met SRBs who worked for aerospace engineering companies, also a biomedical engineer. All that is to say that they bring those skills onto their profession. And that's also valuable because you're furthering the profession as a whole. Now to our last slide, and I promise I'll get off my soapbox. I want to share my favorite resource that we share with our chapter leaders. And I encourage the student chapters to also use it whenever possible. It's called the GRPI model. We call it GRIP model, and it just gives you goal clarity, role clarity, interpersonal clarity, and process clarity. So that's what GRPI, GRIP, stands for. And if you've done debate, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm sorry for repeating myself, but it's really important to know what your role is on a student board. And that theme is consistent with our professional chapters as well. And with that, I will now pass it on to education. Katie, take it away. Thanks.
Thank you, Maisha. All right, so I'm excited to share more about Design Connection by ASID, or what we refer to commonly as Design Connection, or DC. And this is a platform that can take that in-person networking opportunities that Maisha kind of touched on, like leadership roles, and expand it beyond those geographical boundaries, but also amplify those local and chapter connections as well. Design Connection, if you've not been on it before, it is our ASID member exclusive platform, our online community where members can connect from across the country based on things like shared interests, career stage, or just areas of expertise. This platform makes it really easy for members to start conversations and exchange ideas and build relationships. It's a digital format, and it's similar to other social medias, but what's great about it is it's private and it's a nice, trusted, safe place to connect with your peers and those who have gone through similar experiences as you. Um, so it can lead to support, collaboration, or extend mentorship. And it's really valuable, especially for members who might not be able to attend in-person events regularly, whether that be your schedule prevents you from doing so, or maybe just depends on where you live geographically. But it gives you that opportunity to expand beyond your local market. So going on to the next slide, whether you visited Design Connection before or maybe you haven't checked it out yet, I really want to take time to explain how you can benefit from it as students and take advantage of the platform. So I have four top tips or suggestions for you that you can easily start implementing or easily do now to get connected and start using it to benefit yourself. So the first one is utilize the directory tab and the direct message feature to connect with fellow members. If you go to the directory tab on Design Connection, you'll see you can filter the searches by location, company, chapter, or even market sector, or like a combination. And I recommend sending friend requests to members nearest you. Maybe that is better for you now depending on where you are for your school, or maybe it's more beneficial for you where you'll find yourself at home after graduation and where you'll be seeking a job. But my bonus to this is take it a step further, use that direct message feature to send a message to fellow ASID members near you and introduce yourself because they will remember your name if they see it and they have a little conversation with you. Number two, along with just introducing yourself, complete your profile, showcase you. Some information you'll find on your profile is auto-populated into the platform because it is integrated with your member account, but definitely take some time to fill in those custom fields you see on the screen there, like your bio, education, awards, and definitely add a profile photo. And all of this stuff you're filling in, it could be a quick copy and paste from what you have going in your resume thus far, especially like education and honors. But you also have some opportunity there to personalize it a bit. And why, again, is this beneficial? Well, any member can find you in this platform in a search, or maybe they click on your name if you've replied or made a discussion post. So it's like one of those other opportunities to just put your full best self forward and have that information just sharing a little bit more about you as a connection opportunity. So going to the next slide for number three, I've teased community groups or participating a few times. So I encourage you to really participate in different communities on the platform. There's a ton of different ones. You can do this by starting your own post. You could reply to posts. But you can also do some quieter things like viewing events or liking somebody's posts to make that small connection. And when it comes to making posts or replying to someone, there's no need to feel like imposter syndrome or to feel like you don't have the experience to answer a question or to give your thoughts. Everybody's opinions belong, especially like Maisha said, veteran practitioners, they want to hear from you. They want to know what the new trends are. They want to hear what's up and coming in the industry. So that is a perfect opportunity to begin thought leadership there as well. And I have a few communities mentioned on the screen there as my top go-tos. We also have a community for Gather. If you'll be attending that last year, I'll put a shameless plug there for Vicky before she goes to speak in a little bit. But just targeting in a little bit on those regional communities, they just recently launched a couple weeks ago. And this is you're auto-populated in your regional community based on where you live, which I guess the state in your member account. And this is a great community to find your local events. We have chapter leaders posting their events in there all the time, post questions about local opportunities like internships or other things. Or we just have students come to Design Connection just to seek advice from members, whether it's the general membership or maybe they're asking something more like location specific. So great community opportunities for that. And then lastly, take a look at the student resource box. It's next to the activity feed right when you log in. There's a box for every membership type, and yours is targeted for students and educators. And in that box, we have some links to other ASID platforms that could benefit your learning or your career advancement. But we also have good resources like a student roadmap and the student graduation packet. And then you'll see there is a link to a huge past thread where we asked practitioners and just interior design veterans to share all of their advice they have for ASD students. So we have that pinned there because it has some good stuff from a variety of people. And lastly, next slide, we have fun in the community too. We do lots of fun stuff. But May is a great opportunity for fun May is a great opportunity for fun in Design Connection because it is what we refer to as the birthday month for Design Connection. It's the month where we launch the community. So while throughout the year, you'll see different contests and engagement activities happening that all members can participate in, we really hone in on this in May to celebrate the DC birthday. And this year, we are doing a mood board challenge between May 15th, the official birthday, to May 31st, where any member can get creative and build a room mood board that's inspired by one or both of the signature Design Connection blue colors. There's going to be several winners. So again, no imposter syndrome. Winners are selected randomly from participants. And we collaborated with ASD industry partners this year to get some really cool prizes and take it to a whole new level. So I'm excited for that. Mark your calendars for it. And some communication will be going out in a couple weeks. I hope to see you on Design Connection. Send me a friend request, but I'll pass it on to Vicky so we can take those connections from online to in person.
Thanks, Katie. I am going to talk to you about events. I'm super excited because I absolutely love events. So I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about something that can truly shape your career while you're still in school, and that is attending events, both at your local chapter level and at national events. Because the reality is, this industry is built on relationships, as we've heard from other speakers today. And the earlier you start building those relationships, the more natural it will become. And the more opportunities will start to open up for you. A lot of students might feel like networking is something that you do later, like right before graduation or once you're actively job searching. But really, that's almost the hardest time to start because you're under pressure, you need something right away, and it can feel a bit transactional. When you start earlier, it's different. It's more organic. You're just meeting people, learning, asking questions, and figuring out where you fit in. Your local chapter events are one of the best places to begin. They're smaller, more approachable, and a great way to ease into the professional side of the industry. You'll start seeing familiar faces, having real conversations, and also building confidence in those professional settings. And those moments matter more than you think. Sometimes it is not the big formal introductions, it's the casual conversations before a panel starts, or the person you sit next to at an event, or a quick chat over coffee. That's where relationships actually begin. Then when you take that next step and attend a national event, it really expands your perspective. You're surrounded by so many designers from across the country, from different backgrounds, from different specialties, with different career paths, and it gives you a much bigger picture of what's even possible. You'll also start to realize that everyone in the room was once where you are now, which makes it a little less intimidating and a lot more inspiring. I want to share a quick story because I think it really brings all of this to life. We have a member who describes herself as an atypical student. She had come back to school later and felt like she was already behind compared to everyone else. And I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling in some way. But instead of waiting until she felt ready, she decided to just jump in. She joined her local chapter and signed up for a new member breakfast. And what I love about this story is that her first real connection didn't happen in some big planned way. She was running late, somebody else was running late. They parked next to each other and ended up walking in together. That person just happened to be a firm owner. They started talking, they stayed in touch, and that one small moment turned into a meaningful professional relationship. Around that same time, our national conference, Gather Catalyst, was happening, so she decided to go. She showed up, she introduced herself, stayed engaged, and really leaned into the experience. She didn't just attend, she participated. And then a little while later, when an opportunity came her way, a project she couldn't take on by herself, she didn't just let it pass. She reached out to that connection she had made earlier. That ask for help turned into an internship. And now, about a year and a half later, she's managing projects at that same firm while still in school. And when she reflected on everything, she said she always comes back to the same thing. It started with just showing up, with building relationships and being willing to take that first step. And I think that is such an important reminder for all of us. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't even have to feel completely confident. You just have to start. So say yes to opportunities, and even when they feel a little outside your comfort zone. Introduce yourself, even if you feel a bit awkward, and definitely ask questions. People genuinely want to share their experiences because events aren't just something you attend, that's where your career starts to take shape. They're where you might meet the person who gives you advice that sticks with you. It might be where you hear something that shifts how you think, and you might make a connection that turns into your real first opportunity. So my encouragement to all of you is to get involved now. Don't wait. Go to your local chapter events. Look into national opportunities like our upcoming Gather Catalyst in December this coming September. Raise your hand, show up, and stay curious because you really never know which conversation is going to open a door. And I'll leave you with this one last thing she said that I absolutely love. This industry is fun. It's creative, it's collaborative, and it's full of really incredible people. So don't forget to enjoy the process along the way. I'm super excited to see where your journeys take you. And back to you, Brandy.
Thanks so much, Vicki, and to all of our panelists today. I really appreciate it. You gave such great information. Before we jump into our wrap up here, I don't see any questions currently in the Q&A. So as we do our wrap up, if you do have questions, we would love for you to put them there so that we can help address them for you. If anything, I'll have a prompt at the end where you can kind of put your answers in if you don't have any specific questions, but just giving you that reminder and opportunity that if you do, that Q&A box is readily available. It should be at the bottom of your screen in Zoom. If you don't see it, click on the three dots, then it should appear. So, all right. So as we wrap up, I want to share the bottom line, and that is that there are multiple pathways within our one community to expand your network. So across student and professional chapters, Design Connection, and our meetings and events, ASID really does offer multiple ways for members to grow their networks in ways that meet them where they are. No matter the stage of your career or the level of your involvement, there really are opportunities to build relationships, stay connected, and engage meaningfully with our design community, locally, nationally, and online. So I do see a couple of questions popping up in the chat, so we can address those here. One is, will the slides be shared with participants? Yes, we will definitely share these out, as well as the recording for all of those in attendance, as well as those who registered and weren't able to attend, for sure. All right. The next question is, when I see emails about events, I see member prices and non-member prices. As a student member, do we sign up as a member? That's a great question. So often our professional chapters and sometimes our student chapters, if they're raising money for a particular activity or event, will include pricing, non-member and member pricing. As a student member, many of our events are free. So if you are seeing pricing there and you are, in a good standing member, your dues are paid up within our system and you have active membership, then you would definitely qualify for that member rate. I noticed some hands from our panelists. Did you have anything else to add? Anyone?
Nope, Brandy, you covered everything. Thank you.
Awesome. No problem. All right, let's see. I have done interior design from another country. Can I still register with ASID? Yes, if you're a non-member, as long as you meet the qualifications for membership, being a member enrolled at an institution that qualifies for membership, absolutely. But you do need to be an enrolled student in order to seek membership. Any other questions out there? All right, since we do have a little bit of time, I'm going to pose a question to you now. And if you want, you can put your answers into the Q&A. Which of these networking pathways have you already engaged with as a student member? Or which ones are you looking forward to engaging with in the future? Any responses? All right. It looks like Viviana has been to Coffee Connections, an event in her area, which is great. I know I attended Gather in Atlanta last year, and we did a student session where we came up with really fun, engaging student activities, and Coffee Connections definitely was a popular one that came up during that session. So I'm glad you were able to attend. All right. Someone else said that they would like to explore Design Connection chats more, and they haven't done so yet, but they would like to attend Gather. Well, we would love to see you in Dallas. Well, thank you all for answering. You can expect to see a survey pop up after the conclusion of the webinar that will kind of ask this similar question and some others. We hope that you'll participate in that survey to give us your feedback. We greatly appreciate it. I can't thank our panelists enough for participating in today's session. Be on the lookout for our next webinar in the series, which should be coming up at the end of July. So keep an eye out on our various channels like the Inside Scoop newsletter and individual emails communicating details about registering for that session. And you can always reach out to us at students@asid.org should you ever have any questions. All right, thank you all. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.